The NFL playoffs are finally here this week. The wild card round is starting Saturday morning. There's no Patrick Mahomes in this year's postseason. It's wide open. We have parity in the NFL. Finally. Who's winning the Super Bowl? Let's get into these wild card round matchups. This season, surprisingly, the playoffs start in Carolina, where the Rams go on the road with a better record to face the Carolina Panthers, who won the NFC South with crazy drama. The Falcons beating the Saints. The Panthers are at home. They have Cam Newton coming out to pound the drum pregame. The atmosphere is going to be crazy in Carolina. This is going to be a nuts game. There's going to be rain. There's going to be a lot of wind. The MVP of this year's regular season, if we're going to be honest, Matthew Stafford, is going to go on the road and play Bryce Young in his first career playoff start. First off, what a year for the Carolina Panthers. Year 3 of a rebuild with turning over the roster year after year. What a great season, win or loss for the Panthers. The Panthers, earlier in their season, have already beat the Rams. Their keys to that game was being clutch. They converted on every single fourth down that game. They got pressure on Matthew Stafford. They hit him, made him feel uncomfortable. It was bad weather in that game. The Panthers have a chance in this game. Double-digit playoff favorites are 7-0 against the spread when they are double-digit favorites. The Rams in this game are 10.5-point favorites. Pretty crazy in a playoff atmosphere. Quentin Lake is coming back for the Rams. When he plays in the secondary, they win. Kevin Dotson remains out for the Rams. Huge loss in the offensive line. Carolina could exploit that with Derek Brown in the middle of the field. But aside from Dotson, the Rams are fully healthy. Devontae's coming back. We still need to see if Terrence Ferguson, he is questionable, the last one. But this game is where road playoff experience, I fully believe, will take over. McVay and Stafford have been to the playoffs more seasons than Bryce Young has played in the NFL. They know what it's like going on the road, winning a playoff game. They have a top defense in the NFL still. Yes, they do get exploited through the air. They get a lot of pressure without blitzing. The only way the Panthers win this game, in my eyes, is if they send it. If they go all out. They need to attack these corners who give up big plays. They're small. They outmatch them completely. Leggett, Coker, and Ted McMillan are all 6'2 plus. They should be able to destroy them down the field. That's where the exploitation is for the Panthers. Otherwise, the Rams are going to run away with this game. They're going to pound the rock, then just score in the red zone. Do what they've done all season, especially with Devontae back. It's going to be like the Rams we've seen all year. The Panthers are not going to score enough points. I don't believe Bryson Canales can score enough points to beat the Rams. I got the Rams on the road, down to Soldier Field for the first time since the double doink, where the Packers face the Bears. This is got all the recipe for one of the better games of the slate. This is a total toss-up. Two teams with totally different outcomes coming into the year. One was the Bears just try to make the playoffs. The Packers was Super Bowl or bust. And I believe that all the pressure in this game is on the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams' first playoff game. A lot of these players. Ben Johnson's first playoff game. Last year, he totally crashed out of the playoffs, calling trick plays out of his butt against the Commanders and watching his team throw the game away. But I believe in the Bears' health. They are fully healthy. Ben Johnson is there. They're rolling. This team is squeezed through the cracks of the regular season. They still have a bad pass rush. Their secondary gives up a lot of big plays. The defense is turnover or bust. They need to force turnovers on defense or else they're going to give up a lot of points. But guess what? The Packers are dealing with the same stuff. Their interior offensive line is hurt. Thank God Zach Tom is coming back. That'll give them it gives them a huge bump. That's the only reason. Zach Tom playing gives me hope for the Packers to compete in this game and maybe win. I'm expecting more points to be scored than not. Both of these defenses suck, if I'm going to be brutally honest. They are bad defenses. Neither get pressure. Neither team. The Packers' key to victory in this game is getting down the field and attacking. We need to see Jordan Love be protected and be Jordan Love. He's performed at like a top 5 quarterback this season. They need to protect him and let him cook. Another reason for the Packers to win this game. I'm expecting a road upset. It's Packers versus Bears. What do you think about when Packers versus Bears? You think about the Packers dominating the Chicago Bears. The Packers are 2-0 against the Bears this year, in my eyes. They got an onside kick. If it wasn't for that, they'd be 2-0. And Jordan Love historically dominates the Chicago Bears. And the Packers historically dominate the Chicago Bears in Chicago. They're 14-2 in their last 16 games. Hey, the Bears have a great offense. Caleb Williams has shown improvement this season. Ben Johnson may be able to put up enough points for them to win. But I do think that the pressure is all on Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams. And if I'm wrong, I bet you the Bears win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years if they win this game. Book it. We have 2 pretty good rivalry games in the NFC. The next game, we got the Niners and the Eagles. This has been a rivalry in the past. They've met each other in the playoffs, the regular season. They don't like each other. It's known. The Niners are coming into the playoffs with a defense that is built from bones and misplaced trash. They're running out there with Kaiser White and Eric Kendricks as their starting linebackers in the year of 2026. I am praying for their defense. I don't think they have any chance in this game unless we see the Eagles we've seen all season be underwhelming and let the Niners stay in this game, and then pull it out. But I'm expecting the Eagles offense to figure it out. Lane Johnson's back. They're fully healthy, ready to make a playoff push. Jalen Carter's back. Saquon, their run game should find a way to get going against this pathetic defense that the Niners are throwing out there due to injury. Due to just outright injury, literally. What the Eagles need to do is just target the opposite of Lenore every single possession. Every possession. Target the other side of Lenore. Target the safeties. Target these linebackers. Get them out in space. Target these inexperienced players the Niners have playing. The Niners still don't get any pressure on the quarterback. Their only chance of winning this game is by Kyle Shanahan and Brock Purdy scoring 40 points plus. We thought it would happen against the Seahawks. Yes. I'm not letting it happen to myself again. I'm not retarded. Trent Williams being available for this matchup gives the Niners some hope. Without him, the spread would be at least 6.5 towards the Eagles. Right now, I think it's about 5.5. With Trent, the Niners do have a chance because you need to protect Brock Purdy in order to have a chance, and they didn't protect him last week. If he's protected, the Niners always have a chance. But my big thing is Vic Fangio also owns Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan has faced him 4 times. He's put up 11 points, 6 points, 15 points, and 9 points. That's all I needed to see to make my decision. I got the Eagles at home against the San Francisco 49ers. These playoff matches are absolutely just masterclass. They're awesome. The Bills versus Jags in Duval. Talk about a total pick'em. This is a matchup where it looks like it's a total mismatch for the Buffalo Bills. But then you remember, oh yeah, they have a guy named Josh Allen who touches the ball every play. The Jags in this game, they have a top run defense coming into the playoffs. They force a ton of turnovers. They force pressure. They score 30 points a game. The way it looks, the Jaguars should dominate this game. They should. They should easily get to the next round. The Jags have weapons everywhere. They dominate the ground. They run the shit out of the ball. And guess what? The Bills have the worst run defense, not the worst in the league, but bottom 5 run defense in the NFL. They allow 150 yards per game on the run. I'm curious for this game. Who wins the line of scrimmage? On the Bills' offensive line side of the ball or the Jaguars' defensive line? It is 2 top units clashing against each other. The Bills, best run offense in the league. The Jags, the best rushing defense in the league. It's a clash of 2 titans. Devin Lloyd and the Jags defense are legit. They are crazy. They cover well. The safeties cover well. The Bills' weapons have to step up for them to have any chance in this game. They need to give Josh Allen some breathing room. Make it easier on your quarterback. He's going to be getting hit this game. Josh Allen is going to be looking like Superman. He's going to be getting out of the pocket, making crazy plays. I could see it. Their only chance in this game for the Bills to win, they need to force turnovers. Everything Jacksonville is good at, the Bills are not as good at. Jacksonville completely outmatches this team in every aspect. I expect Liam Cohen to beat the Bills. Liam Cohen is going to call a game better than the Bills are. I will not be surprised if Josh Allen scores 40-plus points because it's Josh Allen. He's lost to nobody in the playoffs in his career but Patrick Mahomes. And he's not here. He could go on a Cinderella run. No, easily. This is the game I am totally most excited for. I loved the Jags this whole season. I didn't expect them to be this great, but I expected the playoffs. I got the Jags in Duval. Trevor Lawrence, don't let us down. Down in Foxborough, the Chargers go on the road to face Drake May and the New England Patriots. Let's get it off the chest. The Chargers have the worst offensive line in football. I don't know how they're here. Justin Herbert has manned his team all the way to the playoffs, to a place where they historically suck. He has historically shown not to be the greatest in 2 games. They don't win playoff games. They don't. It's the Chargers, guys. The powder blue, the cupcake. It's the Chargers. They're not going to win this game. They have a good defense, the Chargers. I'll give them that. They get pressure on the quarterback. 2 spots where they can exploit the Patriots. I do believe the Patriots and Drake May have faced a light schedule. Yes, this is the reason why many people think they're going to lose. Oh, they faced a light schedule. But guess what? What do good teams do to bad teams? They dominate them. And that's what the Patriots have done against every bottom feeder in the NFL. They slap them up. Just absolutely destroy them. They've beaten the Bills. Yes, they lost to the Raiders week 1. That was crazy. But that's what I'm saying. They dominate the bad teams. That's why I'm like, okay, the Patriots are for real. They have a good run defense. They get pressure. They don't get pressure on the quarterback. That is an issue for the Patriots. They need to get the running game going quick. We've seen it the past 2 weeks. Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevenson are a really good running back duo. The deciding factor in this game will be the protection of Justin Herbert. The Patriots don't force a lot of pressure. I don't expect the Chargers line to somehow be great. But it's just having a couple plays where you could give Justin Herbert the time to make a play. He can win you this game. Just give him a little bit better protection than what you've been given the last couple weeks. It's been 5 sacks almost every game. He gets sacked 3 times per game. If you could keep it at 3 instead of getting it to 5, maybe the Chargers will have a chance in this game. So the line of scrimmage will be the deciding factor on both sides of the ball. I mean, as it is in almost every freaking game, right? The Patriots' offensive line is all right. The Chargers' defensive line is a lot better. The Chargers' offensive line is really weak, but so is the Patriots' pass rush. This is Drake May's first playoff game. It's a big test for him against Jesse Minter's defense. I think Drake May is going to win this game. Justin Herbert needs to prove it to me. The offensive line isn't helping him. I don't see a way the Chargers win this game. The Texans versus Steelers game it's all written in the cards for this to be a disgusting game. The over's at 38 points. The Texans offense sucks. The Steelers offense sucks. They don't suck, they're average. But they're just average offenses that are not exciting to watch. Neither of them enforce the run game. Neither pass the ball to elite rates. But as of recently, the Steelers have been struggling to run the ball. And this is a game where if you can't run the ball, A-Rod may get sacked 5 times. Where's A-Rod going to run against this team? We saw them against the Browns. They looked like a elementary school Pop Warner team. And now they have to play the Texans. In the cold. I know it's at home, but the Texans don't care. They are the best defense in the NFL. But A-Rod does have an advantage. The Texans love to show their card on defense. I don't know if it's just the DeMeco Ryans way, but they show their coverage. They will give A-Rod tips. That is a way A-Rod can exploit the Texans. He needs to have his godly progressions on deck like he always does. But still, this defense is so scary. They're getting Petrie back. It's only getting better. They will kill Aaron Rodgers if they can't run the ball. I'm praying for him. They do have an elite offensive line to counter the Texans. It's a top 5 pass protecting unit. Run game, meh. Passing, elite protection. On the Texans side of the ball, it's a question mark. They can't run the ball. CJ Stroud, his weapons have slowly gotten better. Noel, Higgins, Nico Collins, they have weapons. Dalton Schultz, the running back, Woody Marks, it's a little weak. But I do believe the winner of this game is whoever gets to the quarterback more. Because the Texans' line sucks. They can't enforce the run. I wonder how these teams are going to score points. If it's not the Nico Collins bomb, if it's not the DK Metcalf bomb, it's going to be really tough for me to see these offenses move the ball well down the field consistently. That's why the under is so low. I'm definitely going to be slamming it. But I do think whoever makes the quarterback more uncomfortable will win this game. As we've seen with the Texans, CJ Stroud, I've watched him his whole career at Ohio State. He does struggle in the cold. He does. He played at Ohio State. He never beat Michigan. Yes, he never beat them. I'm reminding you guys of that. In the NFL, he's 0-3 in games under 35 degrees. Yes, you can play at Ohio, get it built up to play in the cold, but then guess what? He's been in Houston for his whole NFL career. He's used to playing in domes. It's a lot more difficult going to Pittsburgh in freezing temperatures and playing well while getting hit multiple times per game. We saw this against the Chiefs. How many times did he get hit? It wasn't pretty, but they got it done. They play clean football. They ride the defense as far as possible. Stroud, don't turn over the ball. And the Texans win this game.